Hello, chat. I hope everybody had a nice Easter weekend and a good Monday, or as best as you can manage. I, of course, had to work today, as always, so energy levels are extraordinarily low, but my body is ready. It is time to play Kerbals. It's time to do a little Eve mission planning. Hello, Emmykins. Hello, VOD watchers and YouTube people. I know you're there. I've seen you guys subscribing. I'm impressed. You guys are awesome. But the point is, today we have to design something that can, 1, take off and get into low Kerbal orbit. Number 2, get to Eve. Number 3, circularize and land on Eve. Number 4, get off of Eve. Number 5, come back to Kerbal. And I was just watching Matt Lowndes' video like 5 minutes ago to get some ideas, and holy moly, does that look convoluted. But hey, you know what? We're gonna try it. I'll try anything once. I debated whether I wanted to do this in the test game just for, you know, safety's sake, but I think we haven't tested anything out yet, so why start now? Yeah, we don't care about any of this. So we've got 1.5 million Spaceos to play with. I had a couple of different ideas, so let me run them by you guys. Number 1 is we make some kind of modular spacecraft that we assemble in orbit. So for that, why don't we just, well, let's start with that one and then we'll go from there. So we'll start with this. Start with a remote guidance unit with, see, what do we need? I believe these are 3 meter sized, right? We just slapped that on there. And actually, you know what? How about an RCS? We'll start with the RCS tank. Because where the heck is the RCS? 3 meters? That's too small. Because this is gonna be our tug. That's what I'm gonna call it. So for that, we're gonna need, oh, hang on, let me get the chat open. Totally forgot. What if somebody wants to say something to me? I won't even be able to see it. What a fool I've been. All right, hey, it's Vulcan Rider. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Vulcan Rider. Hey Vulcan, how's it going? How was your Easter? I hope you had a fun Easter, had some fun food, or I don't know. My Easter was kind of boring, but I think that's pretty typical for Easter for me. I'm not complaining. All right, we're gonna throw some docking port seniors on there. And then we will get a couple of, you had a fun Easter, but today was less than fun. Yeah, join the club. Feel free to vent about it in the chat or don't, your choice. I am merely here to entertain. So we can do that too. All right, so here is the tug. Eve ship core, we'll call it that. This thing probably needs some kind of antenna on it, huh? Command communication. Just slap a communitron, like version whatever. I don't like how it sinks in there. That's kind of annoying. We just stick it right there. Looks fine to me. Of course, if we're gonna put it there, we might as well put it up on the probe itself. Although, why does it go inside like that? It's fine when it's on the fuel tank. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. Vulcan Rider had to have his air conditioner replaced. It was snowing. Yeah, at least it was snowing and not hot when they replaced it. All right, so this is the Eve ship core. And the idea that I had was we put this in orbit and then we start docking various modules to it. So we could, for example, add a bunch, like a fuel tank module, an engine module, and so on and so forth. I guess the issue here is that this is meant to be like a tug. So it's theoretically able to move big parts around, but I don't know if this has the... No, I mean, the RCS is pretty strong and it's full of monoprop, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right. What is next? I guess we would want to send up the engine module as well, right? Let's go ahead and grab a Clampetron Senior. Oh, not like that. Wait a minute. I think I'm doing this backwards. Which side is, okay, this is the side that connects, right? There we go. Okay. I'm gonna just start from scratch here. I think I might have screwed this up. Why is it like that? That's weird. Okay, it should be like that. And then... Sure. Okay. I guess I'm just expecting the handles to line up. Ooh, Vulcan Rider's almost got the dual boot set up. I like it. Okay, and then this should be the engine segment. And for this, I would like to use nuclear engines, but the problem I'm having is that there's no really good like liquid fuel adapter bit. Like, okay, yes, we have the liquid fuel fuselage, but that's not too bad, actually. What if we did something like this? Ah, but there's no engine plates, though, is the real issue that I have. So even if we say did this, wait, no, that's not right. We went like that. Oh boy. Okay, and then we took out all the oxidizer. It still looks ugly, you know what I mean? So what if we did this? This was my idea, chat. Not robotics, structural. If we take the Rockomax adapter, hey, what is this? There's a Mark III engine mount, chat. Why did nobody tell me about this thing? What the heck? This is exactly what I've been looking for. Okay. Yes. Wait a minute. How does this... This seems a little bit different than the other one. How does this work? I just put a bunch of nukes on there? Or the nuclear engines? There. Ah, that's not too bad. It's a little bit bad, but it's not the worst. I'm really struggling to find a use case for something that is shaped like this, though. It's very odd shaped, and it's not the same as like an engine plate, right? Because I don't think you can attach stuff down here, so that's not quite what we're looking for. Let's go with my first instinct, which as always involves the Rockomax decoupler bit. And we grab a couple of these guys. Yeah, let's say 4, maybe 5. And this thing's gonna look awesome when we're done, but right now it's gonna look like garbage, so just bear with me, chap. Coupling, yes. Let me just do 6 of those. Then we grab some liquid fuel fuselages, like so. Thing never wants to do what I want it to do. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to Eve. We just have to work with what we got, I think. Oh, I don't need the whole thing. That back. Okay. Okay, now we stick the nuclear engines on. Like such. So now we have what I would consider to be a pretty solid design for the transfer stage. We're gonna go ahead and strut these guys up. Let's do that like this. Ba-ba-ba-ba. And then go up. I really hope this thing comes out looking good, because I don't want to spend a lot of time working on something that we can't even use. So here's hoping for the best, guys. Attach down here. All right, so it's all strutted up, looking good. Can we cap these off or what? Maybe just put a couple of these guys on there. Not quite. Like there's kind of some funkiness there. Maybe we can do this one. Yeah, that one works. That's perfect, actually. So we should also, now that I think about it, we should put a probe core here. Probe core, probe core, probe core. One on. Like so. All right, so there we go. This is the, what do I want to say? This is the core. So we have the tug on top, and then we have the engine stage down here. So now we just need to get this thing into orbit, and then we can attach whatever we're going to send to Eve on top of here. And the benefit is, because it has a docking port senior here, we can sort of like dock it facing this way, so it's going to have an engine facing the other way. You know what? Instead of launching this thing, why don't we design the rest of the thing, and then we get going. So next up is the Eve ship lander. This is where the fun begins, guys, because this thing has got to be very, what's the word? Very, very light and very powerful. So all that it's going to have in it is going to be, that's too big. That's also too big. Where's the tiny nose cone? I probably didn't even unlock it. I think it's this one. Perfect. Can we make this literally any other color? No. Okay, that's not too bad. How about this one? I'll go with the white. All right, so here is the basic design. Next. You know what? I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I am on the internet right now, and we're gonna take a look. Eve is the planet, Vulcan Rider, that is tough to get off of. Easy to land on, as long as you don't blow up, but it's like the most difficult planet. So you're gonna hear Matt Lown here for a second, before I mute it. And I'm gonna take a look at his lander design, because he had a really good idea that I was just gonna basically copy. And we're gonna go ahead and use this information that I'm getting. So what is the first bit? I believe it's one of these. Yep, and then he puts a Harrier on there. Go ahead and do that. Looks good. And we can put the Shroud on there. That looks good. All right, next, what does he do? He puts a decoupler on. All right, we can do that. A regular decoupler, like so. All right, and then he puts a short one and a long one, whatever they're called. Short one, long one. This is gonna be a tall boy, it looks like. And then he puts a vector on. All right. And he mentions in the video that the vector is like the best thing for getting off Eve. So we're actually gonna double check that information. We're gonna say, hey, I'm on Eve. Tell me how much delta V and thrust to weight I have. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Obviously, we're lacking in the delta V department, but otherwise pretty solid. Vulcan Rider remembers watching a Kerbal streamer that built a mining rig into his lander, and that's how he managed to get off of Eve. Yeah, that was something I considered. Because... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should just do that. Like, why not? You know? Okay, we'll consider that as we go. I don't want to make this thing too complicated because it's already extremely complicated based on his design. So then he adds 6-way symmetry. All right. We're going to go ahead and do that. Couplers, yes. 6-way symmetry, yes. Something like that. And then he adds a FLT400 and then a 200. Okay, that's it. Yeah, so this is a pretty standard design. I've used this design for landers before. And then a 200. Was it underneath that he puts it? Yeah. Go ahead and change that. And then he puts a nose cone on top and bottom so that it looks good. Okay. White on top, black on the bottom. I like it. Okay. Then what does he do? Yep. And then he does something else. He's doing his symmetry in a weird way. I know I'm just like describing the video he's making, but I promise you this is gonna be very important. All right, so he adds the landing legs. All right, so 6 landing legs. So this is gonna be a big boy. And he actually said something that I thought was a really good idea, which was that you should put your landing legs on a decoupler so you can decouple them immediately upon taking off. And what landing legs did he use? I think he used the heavy duty ones. Yeah, that looks right. So by putting them on a decoupler, what will happen is, yeah, I may have gone too far in a few places. He has them very low. Let's get them as low as we can go without going over like that. And then we need to lower the whole assembly until the legs are just barely touching the ground like that. Okay, sounds good so far. All right, what are next? He also adds landing lights, but I don't ever bother with those, so we're not going to do that. And then he is, for some reason, strutting things together. We'll worry about that later. Oh wait, I should probably, yeah, strut these to the main assembly. Let's go ahead and do that now. And I'm actually considering adding even more fuel to these, but we'll have to see how the rest of weight shakes out, because this is already cutting it pretty close. All right, so let's go ahead and throw these on the bottom. Oh, we need some fuel. Hang on. And this is, of course, going to use asparagus staging, as always. Pretty much the only way you're going to be able to get off Eve, realistically, without, like, completely hamstringing yourself. So I do not feel bad about using it here. I don't feel bad about using it normally, So, you know, whatever. Mind your own business. Throw that to the center. And same for the other side. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me think of what I had to do yesterday. It wasn't very much. In fact, I didn't have to do anything. But my neighbor came over and told me that there was a robin flying around in my shed. So I have this crappy shed out back. It's attached to my garage, which is also crappy, but that's besides the point. And so the bird was able to find its way in there, but just could not get out because, you know, bird's not very smart. Hey, it's Beetle Rock. You came just in the middle of my story. And so I go out there. This bird is like banging itself against the windows trying to get out. And the funny part is when I walked out there, another couple of robins flew out the hole. Because, you know, there's holes it's a shed. It's not really designed to be closed. It's closed entirely. Well, maybe it was designed that way originally, but it's old and garbage. So anyway, so a bunch of robins come flying out of a hole. And I go in there and there's this big robin and he's just like banging himself against the window. And I'm like, hey, there's a giant hole right there in the door. Because I don't know why I have to explain all these things. There's a hole in the door. Just go with it. And so I have to like, I'm out there in my jacket. I'm like, hey, go that way. I'm trying to like scare it to go the right way. And I feel like such an idiot. I'm out there in my boxer shorts because I was in my pajamas. And I'm just like in my flip-flops. I'm flailing around in my backyard at this bird. I'm just glad nobody else was out there. They would have thought I was crazy. Anyway, the bird got out of the shed and now I'm sure it's fine. Unless it went back in there. All right. Your mic wasn't on. Yeah, I was like, he's not talking. What is going on? But yeah, I popped in to see some Elden Ring. I don't want to spoil too much of it for me because I want to play it. But I saw you were having some issues with that fire giant dude. Not looking forward to some of those more difficult fights. Okay, so this is giving us 1339 Delta V. I don't think that's enough, chat. Oh, wow, the altitude actually really changes things, doesn't it? Okay, let me see what he does, because this doesn't seem like it's going to be enough Delta V. Oh, wait. Hang on, we got to asparagus stage it first. I'm being dumb. Okay, so we will asparagus stage it. And you've been doing most. Oh, okay, so it was a technical issue. Were you talking the whole time? I should have said something. I just figured you were like concentrating super hard and didn't want to try to talk while you were playing. Like, oh, it's Elden Ring. Like, you know, he's probably deep in thought. But if it was a technical issue, sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. Oh, well, that's 5,000 Delta V. I think that's enough to get off of Eve, honestly. Let me double check the Delta V map. Okay, so Eve is... Oh, it's like 8,000. Okay, cool. What's my thrust to weight? 1.65. All right, that's still good. So we could actually add another batch of fuel tanks here. Like so. Ah, okay, come on. Just get them out to everybody. All right, so where does that put us? So 1.39. This should come off oh wait. Okay, so this takes off and then we ditch this. And honestly, we could do that at the same time and save a lot of trouble. So all the decouplers come off. Then we ditch that one, and then finally those two. And then once we make it up high enough, we ditch. And yeah, we'll have, so let's make sure that there's an altitude that we start getting positive thrust to weight. Oh, that's not good. Okay. So we'd have to get above 40, above 45, above 50. We have to get to 50, and then we start getting positive thrust to weight on that one. Yeah, I hope that never happens to me, actually, because I mean, I always kind of watch the levels when I start the stream. But yeah, if that ever happened, I'm sure Emmykins would let me know, but man, that's a bummer. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, so this is the lander. And for this next part, we're going to use some additional decouplers. So we're going to use some ladders. But of course, we don't want them to come with us because they're very heavy. As I'm sure you're aware, ladders are, in fact, quite heavy. Okay, and this, we want to make sure that everything decouples properly. So I hope that that is attached to the right. You know what? Let's use a different one. How about that? I have this huge concern that it's not going to decouple. How much do these things weigh? They weigh 0.005. Like, I mean, realistically, it's probably okay. No, every ounce counts on Eve. What am I saying? Can't say that. All right, next we need another decoupler. And this is necessary on Eve, of course, because Eve is a planet that you cannot just hover around on. You have to actually climb everywhere. All right, more. Actually, hang on, can we just copy paste that other one? That's kind of the design we want to use. Something like that. And then maybe, right, hang on, let's scooch this up a bit. Just to make sure that we can actually attach. Something like that. Oh yeah, that looks good. My main concern is that we don't want it to obstruct the hatch, of course. So we're gonna like double, triple check this thing before we even think about sending it anywhere. Today, Beetle Rock learned you get a flyby of Eve with 2 parts. Yeah, you just need an exploding manhole cover, I think. Then you're golden. All right. Okay, another decoupler. The last one here. And this one's just gonna have the final drop down piece. Okay. And in fact, that's slightly too large. So how about the other one? Ideally, this would line up exactly right, but you know, we're not that lucky, I guess. Okay. We'll do it your way, game. How do we have to do this? Okay, so let's see where the landers are. And we can actually move this down a little bit lower. I don't think we're going to add anything beneath it just yet. Because basically everything is going to go above it. Nothing will be going below it. Okay, I think a little bit lower. There we go. So that should be good. There should be some compression, I think, on the landing gear. Let's just make sure. Okay, there it is. So yeah, the ladder is just barely inside the ground. Let's pop it up a bit. So there it's at the ground, there it's right above. All right, perfect. Then we need to make sure that we can get to the next one down. So for that, oh, right. This thing is getting in the way. Huh. And in that case, we'll add one more piece. And that will be this right here. And then we'll go ahead and do a mobility enhancer. So I was watching some old commercials the other day. And you guys remember the commercials for Enzyte? The natural male enhancement pill? I like that song immediately got stuck in my head with like the whistling. And I was like, oh my gosh, I remember these. It was so stupid. I think like they got sued into oblivion If you guys know the full story, I don't know. Yeah, I heard that and I'm like, wow, I totally forgot about this. It's like locked deep in my mind that this was a thing, and they would just show it on TV. Like, mommy, what's natural male enhancement? Like, well, your father, for example, he orders those pills. Okay, and we want, okay. So why don't we go ahead and test this thing on the launch pad? So that comes off. But yeah, basically everything's gonna shoot off immediately. My only concern here is that we don't want it to like hit the fuel tanks as it ejects, so we'll have to be very careful. All right, we'll throw somebody disposable in there. Who do we have? I don't want to use Valbry. She's kind of important. We'll just throw an engineer in there. They don't need to fly it. They just need to be able to test the parts. All right, team. Our first Eve lander test. It doesn't have the parachutes or anything yet, but that's easily changed later. Oh, that's kind of spooky looking. We may need to lower the side tanks a bit. Okay, no, we do not want the thrust on. Extend the ladder. Extend the ladder. Extend the ladder. So Danzon here should be able to successfully go down the entire length of the rocket without having to, okay. Well, we've already encountered a problem. Pop. Okay, well that's not terrible. She did make it down. She just ran into some issues. Let's see if she can go up though. Okay, so far so good. Yep. Successfully climbing the ladders. Very nice. Good stuff. Now, I don't know, on Eve, that fall would probably kill you, so we're gonna need to maybe consider... Yeah, that's not gonna work. Cause, yeah, that's not gonna work, is it, chat? We may need to actually clip these in a bit. Because it's not safe to not just be able to go straight into the cockpit. Just recover the whole thing. Oh boy. If you have any tips or tricks for ladders, let me, or for the decouplers specifically on these ladders, because I do not know. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I'm good. I'm good. I can hold it in. It's fine. My head won't explode probably. All right, let's try goofing with these now. We are going to clip these. Okay, let's try that. How's that look? That doesn't look too bad. The real question is going to be how can the Kerbal actually, utilize that? Nope. Drop the ladder. Okay. Start moving stuff back in a little more. Yep, looks good. And let's get the ladder extended as well. All right, and then last one. Go ahead and clip it in a bit. I'm sure, as you guys know, I don't particularly like clipping stuff in like this. It feels a little cheaty to me, but in this case, we kind of don't have a lot of options. All right, so let's go ahead and try this design. All right, so same deal. Load up Danzon. It's gonna be our guinea pig for tonight. What is Eve's gravity? Yeah, it's basically a slightly larger Kerbal, but with a thicker atmosphere. So it's like the worst of both worlds. We can look at the specifics in a second. Hey, there we go. All right. So that works. This is good all the way down. Then we'll go all the way up. No falling this time. Good work. All right, we need to like drop the landing legs a bit as well. There's going to be a lot of compression. Okay, now back up. We're going to be testing this a lot tonight, so get used to seeing this. Yeah, just avoid all the scaffolding. This is perfectly safe, I assure you. The fire, yeah, the fire giant, like Elden Ring. This is the Dark Souls of, uh-oh. Okay, we cannot go into the craft. Oh, we maybe can? Oh, okay, perfect. We can board like that. Okay, so now we're going to recover the vessel. We're going to adjust it a little bit. I think the issue with KSP versus something like, you know, Dark Souls or Elden Ring is that all of the skill comes in the mission design and planning, and not so much the arcadey bits. That makes sense. All right, so there's only one problem that I see here, and that is that perfect. I was worried I was gonna have to pick it up and move it, but I can just slide it down. That's perfect. Because yeah, the last thing I want to have to do here is redo the asparagus if I can avoid it. All right, looks good. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and launch. Save it. Nothing changed, right? Everything's still good. So how, I guess, yeah, you're not even close to the end, are you? I watched somebody beat the last boss. It took them quite a few tries, and it was pretty awesome to watch. But yeah, there was a lot going on in this game, in that game. I'm actually impressed like how big it is, because I guess I'm not super familiar with the Dark Souls series and how large the worlds are to explore, but watching that map just kind of like expand, I got Breath of the Wild vibes, but times 10. All right, now go up. Up. This is gonna work out. Wouldn't it be fun if the Kerbals had stats, like how fast they climb ladders? No, that would not be fun. That just sounds miserable. Yeah. Just the amount of content. And that's kind of rare for games these days. Usually it'll be like, okay, well, we're gonna release the game and then, you know, you get the season pass. But no, this is just like a lot of game for a reasonable amount of money. All right, so we're gonna retract the ladder. All right, now we're going to individually test the decoupler. So let's try that now. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, don't stand downrange. There it goes. Okay, let's actually like get a good view of it so we can see it launching. There it goes. Okay, beautiful. So that cost us a little bit of money, but we can now say unequivocally that this will work. The dev said it was a 30-hour game. You know, that sounds like a lot, but I've been playing Vintage Story, and I know I keep like bringing this game up, but it's basically all that I do when I'm not streaming. And I am up to like 130 hours in that game, and it's literally just Minecraft, but better. So I don't know. You finish in 30. Oh, okay. You're saying there's even more. Yeah, I guess because the speedrunners got it down pretty low, right? Of course, you know, that's speedrun strats and stuff, but what Breath of the Wild is like sub 10 minutes or whatever. Get the ladder up. Okay, we are gonna have to do some flight tests of this. So let's head back over to Matt Lowndes' design. All right, what is he doing next? He's just putting struts on, whatever. Okay. Yep. All right, now he's putting the top section on, which is where the parachutes are gonna go, I guess. All right, parachute time it is, I guess. Let's go ahead and do it. So we need decouplers. And in this case, he does 6 again. So like that. Oh, that looks terrible. You know, I think we can get away with just 4, honestly. Because he's also doing like Science Junior stuff, and I'm not going to be doing that. So we can ignore that portion of the exam. And yeah, I guess we kind of had the overlap down here, and it's probably fine. All right, so we're going to do some fuel tanks. And we're gonna slap the main parachutes up here. We're gonna put some drogues on the sides. Yeah, that's approximately right. I hope there's a lot more snapping options in KSP2. Just gonna go ahead and say that. All right, let's slap a nose cone on there. All right, so here we go. This thing is now ready to get into orbit, I think. All right, only one problem I can see, I guess, is that it doesn't have a docking port. That could be a problem, right? We'll put the docking port will be down here, maybe. Someone beat all 165 bosses in less than 10 hours. Oh. And the any percent is like 7 minutes. Wow. That's nuts. Like, speedrunning is so crazy to me. I would never do it because spending that much time on one game just doesn't sound like fun. But it's cool that other people do. Huh. I'm just looking at the texture on the floor. There's like 8A, but then on the other side it's A8. It's just mirrored. H8, H8H, but also, wait, what the heck? I guess they used mirrored like letters and numbers so that it wouldn't look weird when you look at it. All right. So the first thing we want to do is pop the drogues, of course. Actually, no, we'll just drop all the parachutes at once. How about that? And then the big chutes, yes. Okay, we'll put the big chutes on their own. How about that? We pop the drogues, we pop the big chutes. Then we've landed. When we take off, we ditch all the decoupled stuff. Then asparagus stage. And then we... Okay, this should actually happen. Oop, nope, I'm adding too many. Wrong way. We decouple this part before we take off. Very important. And in fact, these are going to be our deorbit engines. I mean, do they need to be? We could probably just swap these out for structural pieces. Or even use them as extra fuel. Ooh, that's tempting. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? It's a tough call. I think we'll just use them as deorbit engines. So we'll throw some Some of these fellas on there, the little ones. The Twitch, oh, how appropriate for streaming. Just throw them like that. And the Twitches, well, of course, activate down here. All right, a lot of stuff going on. I realize that. So the next piece is going to, of course, be the heat shield. So let's move this up. Save it. This is gonna be the hard part, I think. Like, really hard, actually. What the heck? What are we gonna do? Say we throw a decoupler on there, like so. Then what? What does a heat shield even look like in this case? Looks like that. HS jettison. Okay, so the jettison is on there. Inflate the heat shield. Oh, that covers the whole thing. That's perfect. Now the only issue is we can't dock from the bottom now. Just not great. But what if? All right. Think about this. How do we have a docking port, but also an inflatable heat shield, chat? Somebody has to know how to do this. We're of course gonna need the Rocco Max again. This is like the part that I use a whole lot. I use radial attachment ports and the Rocco Max. Where the heck is it? There it is. It always confuses me because it's like upside down. So let's deflate the heat shield. Yeah, you can't really do anything underneath it now, right? Wait. Holy moly, yes you can. Oh baby. Never mind, chat, I figured it out. Thanks though. Okay, so there we go. We got it. This is it. We just do it this way. What did I do? I don't know. I mean, what didn't I do? Wait, that's the wrong size. What's the one that I want? This one, right? There it is. Okay. Anyway, hey guys, how's it going? Gandalf, Roros, Rosas, if you're here, Rosas. It's also welcome. Okay. So there it is. You know what I think we also want? We also want some... You guys are gonna think this is crazy. What if we throw... No, that's too big. How about this one? Is this one big? These are all huge. What the heck? Why are these fins so big? It's too much, chat. It doesn't need to be this big. This looks so stupid. Oh my god. Okay, so... Huh. All right, we're gonna get this. It's fine. So it's all gonna work out. So with the heat shield inflated, this thing should be fully covered. The only issue I see is I have heard stories that this thing likes to flip around and act as an umbrella instead of a heat shield. And I have no idea how to deal with that. So if anybody has an idea, I guess I do have some ideas. We could use, oh, what are they called? The Verners, like this. And that would kind of use the fuel in these tanks to orient us as we're entering the atmosphere. Ooh. Let's see. Gandalf is doing well. Recommends air brakes. All right, air brakes could work. I could use some air brakes. let's go ahead and add those. Decouplers. Decoupler. 2 decouplers. Like so. And then we add in the air brakes, which I don't even think I've unlocked. Let's go ahead and unlock them. Danger. That's not what I want it to do. What are you doing, game? Okay, there we go. This thing looks awesome. Danger. What does the danger even say? Is that just supposed to be like a Kerbal hand getting smushed? That's great. All right. All right. All right. So this is how we come into Eve. Like this. Dumbbell is greater than air brakes. It's a whole Kerbal head first, really? Oh my gosh, it is. That's great. I didn't even notice. Yeah, no, don't get smushed in there, little guy. Okay. So this is the design. It's coming in. Air brakes are deployed. Deploy? Okay, like that. It is now presumably... Why is it like that? Whatever, it's not important. It is now presumably causing us to have enough to do that. Go ahead and undeploy. And let's throw that on the bottom. It's not gonna let me deflate it. If Valentina dies doing this, I'll feel pretty okay with that, because she's lived a good life. Not a long life, but a good life. All right, there's the engines. Those are activated. Wow, we got a lot of stuff we got to deal with here. It's a lot of staging going on. Okay, so next we need the docking port. Docking port. Docking port senior. Yep, that'll do it. So there we go. So this just goes on the edge, the tippy tip of our Eve mission. Then it'll have the like return module beneath it, then the fuel modules, and then the engine modules behind it. So modular spacecraft design. Put a docking port under the top nose cone. It doesn't need one. I'm not going to be docking at the top. The basic idea, Gandalf, is we're going to have a modular spacecraft that is going... So basically this is the front. Then, like I said, we're going to have the return / command module with the relays and stuff. And then below that, we'll have any fuel tanks and engines. And we're going to assemble this thing in orbit so we can just do a couple of launches and get it assembled. And then make sure everything functions. All right, so the only concern that I have, one, is that it can't get off the ground. That's obviously the biggest one. All right, and yeah, this needs to be, that goes there. Then the heat shield deploys. Is that a staging thing I can do? Wait. Yeah, wait, does the heat shield not even deploy? Do you have to like... Can't add that, huh? All right, whatever. I guess you have to do it manually. And then that should deploy. Actually, no, wait a minute. What the heck am I doing here? What is going on? Like, there's too much staging. I can't keep track of it all. Okay, so this goes here. We decouple it. That's stage 1. This is gonna get all screwed up, isn't it? When I dock it to something. That's fine. Just as long as I can keep it straight in my head. So we undock. we deploy the heat shield, we activate the deorbit burn engines. So this should actually come after. In fact, that should probably come after the parachutes are deployed. Okay, so decouple to expose the, whatchamacall, the heat shield. Step 2, activate the deorbit burn engines. Step 3, we'll manually drop the heat shield. Step 4, the drogue chutes will deploy. Step 5, the main chutes will deploy. Then we will drop the heat shield. Then we will drop the parachutes. Then we will decouple. So we'll drop those once we've landed. Then when we launch, we want to decouple everything else. In fact, we want to decouple the air brakes sooner than that. Yeah, so we'll decouple all those at the same time. Then on takeoff, we decouple the ladder and the landing gear. Then we do the asparagus staging. Then we drop the whole lower section and switch to the carrier. And that should theoretically give us enough delta V. Theoretically, of course. It's, you know, I have no idea how this is actually going to perform. Okay, so take a look here. So from takeoff, we have 661, then 800, then 1300, then 1400, then 2700. Let's just start at sea level and see how bad it is. It's not terrible. Again, worst case scenario, Valentina bails out and just glides gently down to the planet's surface. Well, worst case scenario, she dies. Second worst case scenario, she's stranded on Eve. And then, you know, it gets better after that. So I'm gonna call that good. Let me double check his design to see if he added anything fancy. He adds like a bunch of different heat shields, which I'm not gonna do, because I think the design should be able to handle itself. Okay, so there's the lander section. Why don't we go ahead, now that we've got that designed, let's launch the core section. So this is the engine section plus the tug, what we're gonna call it. Okay. How do we get this thing into orbit? I have no idea. Like, at all. I guess we go crazy and just launch it. All right, what can we do down here? So if we did, say, a decoupler, just a regular decoupler, and a, what are those things called? Fairings? Do a fairing, like a big one. Okay, hang on. Let's do a structural piece just to give it a little bit more clearance. Then do the fairing like so. And this thing is just a probe course. It doesn't matter if it's like goofy. As long as we can get it into space, it should be fine. Yeah, that's, you know, that's probably fine. Yeah, I like that. Looks good. Very, very cool. So let's move that up. Then all we need to do is build something that can launch this nonsense into orbit. How much delta V does this have in a vacuum? Only 5,000, huh? That seems low, doesn't it? Oh, because I'm decoupling. Yeah, that's not going to help. We should put that, like, at the top, maybe? And then move all the engines down. There we go. Okay, now we have 8,000, which also doesn't seem like very much, but whatever. Put that there. And yeah, that basically these should never get decoupled. Although I guess if we ran fuel lines, then we could eventually decouple it when it has outlived its usefulness. Maybe that is a good idea. I probably don't necessarily want to asparagus stage it because I do want all the thrust to weight that I can get. Otherwise, we're going to be doing like 30-minute long burns. We do not want to do. All right, so there's the design. Oh yeah, that gives us like 11,000. That's beautiful. Okay. Now we just need to make a like big fuck off main launcher. And for that, I will choose the biggest. Okay, never mind. Second biggest launcher that I can think of. What engines does this thing have? Is this the one that lets us use the Mammoth? Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. What kind of... Oh, we're actually getting some decent thrust to weight with that. It's not terrible. See if we can throw another fuel tank on there. Just get the whole thing up there. Hold on. Okay, that's too big. So one more fuel tank. And yeah, it's still pretty good. Just, actually, hang on. We want the side boosters to be the other way, don't we? We want them on this side. Okay. You know, I'm just now realizing that this thing doesn't really have a like second stage. It just like it goes to space and then launches the nukes. That probably is fine. Okay, then we want a decoupler. Get the hydraulic one. Throw some nice big SRBs on here. Big boys. What's the best? Like the kickback? Ah, that's too small. Clydesdale, yeah. Looking good, although it's a little bit clippy there. Better get the other decoupler bit. Okay, that's slightly better. I think this is the one that we've had issues with it like slamming into the side, so we're gonna want some struts for sure. Something like that. That. All right, looks good. You know, we'll do the bottom too. Like, no such thing as too many struts. Not in KSP. Maybe in real life. All right, and then lastly, we want some of those little decoupler bits. What are they called? Are they under engines or are they? There they are. The Separatrons. There's a Separatron 1, but there's no Separatron 2. I think that's a missed opportunity. Okay. Oh. We could like go like that. I guess not. And do the same thing here. It's not quite. Oh, I see, because they're like off center. Let's fix that. There we go. All right, that's much better. Yeah, we just have them on the line, on the center bit there. The struts should be fine. No, I guess not. They are no longer fine. Let's do it like this. So hey, did everybody see the new trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder? It's looking fun. A lot of returning characters, a lot of exciting new stuff. Unless you're like anti-Marvel, in which case, yeah, that sucked. I can't believe they're still making those. Like, ew. Why don't they just make The Joker again? That's the movie we really need right now. All right, so this is in a position I would call pretty good. Let's just make sure the staging is correct. Okay, there's that. That. Then we have the separation boosters and the Separatrons. And, you know, I think 1.5 is probably a little bit high. 1.4 would be good. There we go. All right, so let's launch this thing into orbit. Start building our ship in space. Hey, it's Gamer Elliptical. How's it going? Hello, Gamer Elliptical. We are launching our Eve return mission this evening. If you've ever thought about going to Eve and coming back, that's what we're attempting to do here. Hence the what looks like some kind of nuclear weapon design that I've got here. All right, that's that. Then it splits, launches the nukes, and then we never ever hit that button. Very important. Electrical charge, good idea. Go ahead and add that in. We're gonna want battery power for sure. Let's get a really big battery. And I guess some solar power would be good enough, because we're just going to Eve. It's not too crazy. All right, there we go. So hey, now that we've got some more people in here, how was everybody's Easter? I was talking to my coworker today because apparently she had like this crazy Easter feast with her family. And I was like, oh man, all I got was ham. And don't get me wrong, I like ham, but like, you know, could have had more. Kind of anxious. Uh-oh. Hope everything's going all right. Although some people are just anxious all the time. It really sucks. It's like sometimes I'll just be sitting there. Everything's done. I'm like, oh man. Something's wrong. Something somewhere is wrong. I need to fix it. But then, you know, me being me, like I take no steps to fix things. This thing's gonna cost us 237,000 spaces. That's a lot. This thing better work. I see no reason why it shouldn't. Like, it has enough juice to get off the ground. All right, let's do it. You guys ready to light this candle? Oh, wait, okay. The gimbal should be fine, right? I shouldn't have to, like, do too much freaking out. Let's just do it. We've sat here in design mode long enough. It's time to launch. Okay, focus. Everything's good. We're all good. I'm gonna drink some water before we launch. Okay. Throttle up. Everybody's ready. Let's do this thing. And we're off. Oh, it's kind of wobbly. That's not great. Okay, well, let's just, you know, be extra careful. Let's just pretend that it's not doing that. Okay. Which is actually not that hard because the gimbaling's pretty reasonable. It'll stop eventually. There we go. Can you imagine if like a real rocket did this? Like everything inside the fairing is just bouncing around. Okay, it's fine. We've had worse launches before. It's so wobbly. Just another day for you, huh, Roros? That's fine. I mean, like, I'm not like a big Easter person. I just like food, so any opportunity to eat something aside from regular food is always appreciated. Thanksgiving, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day is like the best day for food for me of the year. Except maybe my birthday. Oh geez, look at this thing, like just flopping around. It's so floppy. What the heck? Oh, it's so floppy, guys. I can't believe how floppy this thing is. All right, I think we may have gone a bit too far in a few places, so let's all settle down here, because we're heading up to an apoapsis of way too much. Let's go ahead and ditch the bearing, because it's not like it was doing anything anyway, and try to maneuver into some semblance of a real orbit. Okay, let's do this. So it was a bit floppy there for a while, but I think it's okay now. I could have swore that the fairings would prevent that, but maybe that it's something to do with the fact that it's there on decouplers instead of actual stuff, that it didn't work. All right, let's try to get this thing into a reasonable orbit. And it's got nuclear engine, so, you know, whatever. We can always maneuver it later on. Oh, jeez. Look at, oh no, oh God. Wow, that is, holy moly, that's a little bit, okay. Yeah, about that. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Grandparent part. Can we maybe move this in like a different direction, maybe? This is like the opposite of what I want to be doing. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm sure it'll sort itself out sooner rather than later. Just a little bit of time. It's flopping around here. Yeah, no big deal. Just doing a little loop-de-loop. Okay. And we've got RCS, worst comes to worst, so I'm not gonna freak out too much. 30 seconds to apoapsis. We're going to wait as long as we can, and then we're gonna hit the, we're not gonna go full throttle, we're gonna ease it up so we don't get too much wobble. We've seen what happens with that. Yeah, that should hopefully disable some of the wobble. All right, let's go ahead and get that so we get the gimbaling going. We've still got 1200 delta V, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go, the SAS is doing its job. It's still a little bit wobbly, but I think it's nothing. Okay. Okay, game, come on, man. Why? Why does it do? Why every time we do this? It's like, what the heck? There we go. Let's try that. Still kind of wobbly. I think it has something to do with the fact that I'm like going from bigger to smaller. Still though, that's very annoying. Maybe I could turn this this part off. We want to toggle torque. There we go. Let's try that, because I think that might be causing some of the issues. Okay, there we go. Once this thing is in space, it's not going to matter. So let's just get it into orbit. Try rolling. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Okay, that's not quite fixing the problem. Oh, Jesus, making it worse. Can we maybe like go this way or something? Okay, there we go. I'm like so off the equator right now. Oh, geez, just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. There we go. Okay, it's all good now. And by all good, I mean, this looks so stupid. Why do KSP rockets insist on wobbling? Okay, yep, it's gonna start doing this again. Here, it's getting into the resonance frequency. It's gonna explode any minute now. What's our... Oh shit, we're getting a little wobbly here. Okay. Wow. Not great. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. And there goes 200 grand. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't think we have enough delta V or thrust to weight for this. Yeah, we don't. Whatever. All right, maybe we can salvage it a little bit. What a freaking piece of garbage. What about it? It had a fairing. That's the problem. The fairing did nothing. It still wobbled. It's all right. We'll just irradiate the entire ocean real quick. That's what I get for playing without reverts, isn't it, guys? All right, how much can we slow down here? Not enough. This thing is just gonna get completely swallowed up. And kaboosh. Game crashed. All right, now it's good. Okay, back to the vehicle assembly. Yay. Okay, so couple of problems. Number one, this thing. Number two, we're instead going to use the Rockomax brand. Like so. All right, that should be good. I don't see anything peeking out. This is going to have rigid attachment, no. Interstage, no. Truss structure, on. Isn't that the thing that's supposed to keep it from flopping around? And yet here we are flopping around. All right, we're gonna grab some struts. Hold on, screw this up. Want more? Yep, yep. Dang it. Okay. So we're gonna strut it up. There we go. Okay. So now that's part is strutted up. We're gonna strut up the middle part. Okay. All right, now we should be good. I say that as like we didn't just blow 200 grand. Is there literally anything else we could do? Like, I guess we could auto strut. Auto strut to grandparent part. 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 And then that should keep that whole area relatively good. I guess we can just auto strut all the way up to the top. Auto strut. Like I want it to say stay straight up and down until I'm ready for it to not be straight up and down. That should do it. Okay, we're gonna try that one again. Take a mulligan. Not a real mulligan though, because it's gonna still cost us money. And you know what? I'm tempted to put like a little parachute stage there, but I'm not gonna. I think we got it this time. Let's make sure. So this should have truss structure. Yes. Which should keep it from flopping around, but I guess not. We can make it black and white. We can make it orange. We can make it gold. We can make it silver. Oh, that's Let's make it silver. That's cool. All right. We're going again. Let's do this. Truss structure is for the interstage node to have a structure in between. Oh. Huh. Okay, that's good to know. This is what I get for not testing these things out beforehand. But that's part of the conceit of the playthrough. Okay, that is not silver. That's now just black, but okay. It's good enough. Do this. Round 2, fight. Okay. We're getting some wobbles, but that's okay. It's not as bad as it was. I think the auto strut helped, as well as the manual struts. Okay, we're gonna start our tilt. Yep, I see that it's starting to wobble a bit, but that's okay. We're gonna force it. Gently, gently. Yes, I realize I didn't build this the most optimal way ever, but we should still be able to move it. I think we're going a little bit too fast here. Just throttle back a bit. So hey, has everybody seen the Kerbal fanfiction stream yet? Can I start spoiling some of the stuff from that? You guys remember when Jeb and Bill and Bob stole the rocket ship? I mean, that's the whole plot of the story, right? They were drunk and they stole the rocket ship. Oh, I can spoil it for Vulcan. Okay. That's it. The Kerbals got drunk and stole a rocket. And then they did the first orbit. And the fan fiction was from 2013, I think, which was the most fascinating thing to me, that people were writing KSP fan fiction in 2018. I think we can probably ditch the fairing here. There we go. Ah, look at that. It's not hardly wobbling at all. And I think we want our apoapsis to be around 100K, mostly because if this is going to be a long burn, I don't want to have to worry about going into the atmosphere. But actually, we'll go to 90. 90 sounds good. Because that'll keep us far enough away from any of the stations, but still high enough that we don't have to worry about it. All right, so for those of you guys who did not see the fan fiction, there were 3 stories that we read. The first one, oh, what was the first one about? Oh, it was about, okay, so Elon Musk helps the Kerbals go to Mars, but they didn't actually go to Mars, they just went to the Mun. And then Bill died, but not really. I don't know, that one was short and it was weird, and I think they just really like Elon Musk. The second one was the drunk Kerbals one. And the third one, the highlight of the night, was the one about Wolfie Chew, who is a VTuber, streamer, YouTube person. And the author must have really, really wanted her to play KSP. because the entire story was the Kerbals are sending her a code for the game so she can play it on her stream, and like a bunch of stuff from Kerbin, and they're like, all the Kerbals are now obsessed with her. It kind of reminded me of how the Nomai were obsessed with finding the Eye of the Universe, except in this case it's like a anime furry VTuber, which is not really something to, you know, base a religion around. Well, I say that, but you never know. You guys know about that Russian cult that worships Gadget from Chippendale Rescue Rangers? I hope I'm not the first time that you're hearing about this. This has been going on for a long time. All right, we are pointed prograde. We got about 30 seconds to apoapsis. We went a little over the 90, but I think that's probably okay. We should probably actually just start burning here. Let's throttle back a bit. Emmykins is not aware of it. I thought I told you about this already. Did I not tell you about this? Yeah, so, okay, you guys know Chippendale Rescue Rangers from the 90s Disney cartoons? Well, for some reason, a bunch of weirdos have decided that they're going to dedicate their lives to worshiping her. In fact, I will find a picture of it as soon as we've got this thing in a circular orbit. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. And then we wonder why aliens don't communicate with us. Yeah, I guess that's one reason they might not want to do it. They also might think we're like icky and gross. It's like, ew, they like get all over the place. Ugh. Okay, let's go ahead and circularize here. We're almost there. We're just going to do this. We're gonna go here. Gonna get our periapsis up to about there. Then we're gonna switch over to the nukes. There we go. Look at those things burn. Yes. All right, so second time's the charm, I guess. Let's go ahead and get our periapsis up a little bit higher. All right, good enough. We'll circularize in a bit. For now, I've got something exciting to show you guys. Oh, here it is. Oh no. All right, hold on. Let me get the window capture on. There it is. Russian cult worships Gadget from Rescue Rangers? Question mark. Gadget Hack Wrench, animated mouse from the Disney animated series Chippendale Rescue Rangers, pilot, mechanic, inventor, central figure of worship in a Russian cult. So here's what they say. She is the divine being, the most untouched and perfect sibling of the great god on earth. Here's a picture of her, by the way. Here they are holding tiki torches as they worship. Why I love her? It's a stupid question. How could I not love the goddess? She is strict, cute, optimistic, and her level of technical knowledge is unachievable for a mortal being. Wow. Oh no. Is this, what is this, like a body pillow? Oh. Wait, okay. Okay, nope, I can't get the picture. Perhaps in time we'll uncover more about the origin of these pictures. Perhaps it's not a full-grown religious movement, but a themed party for somebody who really, really liked Rescue Rangers. Yeah, you don't say, huh? Okay, fair enough. This is what happens. What happens when you make a cartoon? People just go nuts, I guess. Lose their damn minds. All right, this thing is in orbit. Let's get it in a nice circular 90K orbit. So we'll do this. Little time warping. Let the debris fall down. All right, we're coming around to the periapsis. Let's go ahead and switch to retrograde. Oh, look, we're getting a bounce off the Jeb Memorial Station. Excellent. So sorry if I'm your introduction to that, but it is a thing that may or may not exist. Now that I looked at the article, it might just be a joke, but I don't know. That's a pretty elaborate prank if you're going to go with that. Although I was in the army with somebody who was really into Nala from The Lion King. So, you know, people like that exist. He's a cool, he was a cool dude. He like getting his pilot's license and goes on all kinds of crazy adventures. But he was really into Nala from The Lion King. I don't know. What was the movie of the weekend? Well, it was going to be Blast from the Past, but because it was Easter yesterday, we skipped a week. Because of course, Emmykins wanted to go spend time with her family. So it'll be postponed until next weekend. But that was okay. I had a nice long weekend. Got to get some real quality gaming time in. And okay, I think we're actually pretty equatorial here. It's probably good enough that it's not gonna matter too much. All right, we'll do that. It might be yeah, it could be satire, but again, that's one of those like, okay, you've put a lot of effort into a very elaborate satire. No, I do not go when she visits her family. I hate leaving the house. So I'm very fortunate that I don't have to like go participate in these family events. I just get to chill at home with Kat and play video games and eat snacks. It's all I really want out of life. Let's be realistic here. Let's go ahead and time warp to the other side. Get to 90 and look at this. So we've got about 11,000 meters per second. That's of course without any payload, so that's gonna drop off pretty drastically. But that is okay. It don't matter. None of this matters. Okay. So now we need to go. We want to go prograde here. And Roros, feel free to say whatever you want about this gadget cold. It is chat. It does exist for chatting. So, you know, don't ever feel like you have to hold back. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and erase that periapsis. And that goes for the rest of you too. If you guys want to talk in chat, I'll let you know if things are getting out of hand. But like the more people talk in chat, the more I feel like people are enjoying the stream, or being, if not the stream itself, like the content of it, they're at least enjoying the feeling of being here in the stream, which is really like the better deal, right? Like the game will always change, but the community will also probably change. You were gonna say it's like any other religion. Nice. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of I'm gonna say this and then someone's gonna be like, well, actually, but like, I don't think people worship Jesus because they want to bone him, if you know what I mean. But then you know, I will be made a fool of by the end of the stream, I'm sure. All right. Which actually brings me to my next point. Has anybody seen Hamlet 2? Because there is a song in that movie called Rock Me Sexy Jesus, and it's great. I would show it on stream, but I'm sure I would get immediately DMCA'd and my stream would be shut down and I would be banned forever. So I will not show that clip from the movie. But if you want to watch it yourself, it's on YouTube. Just look up Rock Me Sexy Jesus and you'll get it. Okay, next thing we need to launch is the crew module. Well, actually, yeah, exactly. See, I've been made a fool of once again. Or we're going to turn this into a sub-assembly, actually. And this is going to be a Eve ship launcher. I'm just going to go ahead and repurpose that. Don't save. Go and load up the Eve ship lander. Okay, so we know for a fact that this thing should be able to dock with, okay, it has a docking port. So all we need then is the launcher. And yeah, we'll have to adjust the fairing a bit, but other than that, it should be fine. Yeah, that's actually pretty reasonable. Go ahead and edit the fairing here. There we go. Don't look too bad. It looks like a big bullet or something. A giant egg, perhaps? That can't possibly be a good fairing, right, chat? Let's fix that. I think they're supposed to be like more straight up and down, right? There we go. I mean, I'm not a rocket expert or anything. I just play the game. Okay, I think that's right. I think that looks good. So let's everything got kind of screwed up here. Let's fix that. So we want the main engine. Okay, it's in there somewhere. We'll get to it. There we go. All right, there we go. So main engine is located somewhere. Nope. Hold on. Where the heck is it? Is that it? No, that's the top. Okay, there's the fairing. We'll have to fix where that goes as well. There's that. There's that. There it is. Okay. So this one needs to be at the bottom. This one needs to be at the bottom. What I just said. Okay, these need to be at the bottom. Those are fine where they are. Those need to be down here. I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of this mission like noodling with the staging. Hey, Clown Fiasco's back. Yeah, no, I'm not a rocket expert at all. I just like to play video games. And this video game just happens to involve building rockets for some reason. Okay, there's that. Should add that to staging. Where is it? Hold on. There it is. I think. Is this it? Yes, it is. Wait a minute. Is there... Yeah, no, we do not want to enable this one. All right, so I'm immediately seeing a problem here. And that is that we need a at least small engine to get us the rest of the way into orbit. So let's go ahead and add a fuel tank and an engine. Yeah, Clown Fiasco, did you have a fun Easter weekend? If that's something you do. I was just mentioning that mine was okay. I got some food and I got to play a lot of games, which is actually the better part, realistically. Throw a poodle on here, I think. Should be good. I hope. I don't want the whole thing. Come on, game. Just give me the coupler. This one, right? There we go. All right, and now we're sticking through the top, so we have to edit the fairing again. There we go. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm actually getting a little concerned this thing's not going to be able to fly properly. No, wait, no. This is actually lighter than the previous bit, so this will actually fly pretty well. Okay, these decouple. Then the fairing comes off. Then we switch to the poodle. Okay, let's go ahead and disable staging. Disable staging. Okay. Yeah, this does need to have a docking port on it. Okay. And so this, okay, this wants to fire here. The poodle wants to fire here. And then this whole section stays together until it's docked. Perfect. So, oh, this is how many freaking, this is 14 stages of nonsense is what it is. Okay, so let's go through the staging real quick after we adjust the height. All this just to land on Eve, huh? Okay, so it takes off. We decouple the solid boosters. We ditch the fairing. We switch to the poodle. The poodle gets us some distance. I mean, it has enough delta V for a little bit of movement. Hopefully enough to circularize our orbit, and then okay, let's add an extra bit to the fuel here. A little worried now. Let's just add a slightly larger tank. This one. Make it orange, because why not? Make sure we're not sticking through the top. We are. Edit the fairing again. So let's do this. And nope, not quite what I want. How about that? Man, I wish there was a way to make fairings look good, but we'll stick with that for now. Okay, let's run through. Oh god. Unused monopropellant. Okay, that's actually legitimate. Let's get rid of the monoprop. What else? Cannot transmit science. I literally do not care. Electric charge. All right, electric is important. So we're gonna put some electric charge devices. We'll put like 2 solar panels, I guess. How much are solar panels weighing? 0.04. 0.005. It's a tough pill to swallow, but I think we're gonna have to, if only to maintain some level of control. Okay. And also, if we can manage to land this thing on one of the mountains of Eve, it'll be way easier to get off. All right, what else we got? Electric charge generator, don't care. Docking port uses decoupler, don't care. Docking port attached wrong. All right, that one could be an issue. Docking port attached wrong. It is not attached wrong. It's fine. No, I think that's right. I think docking port is not facing or attached in the right direction, but it's facing the right direction for what we want it to do. The game just doesn't know that we want it to do that. Parachute missing. Man pod does not have a parachute on it. That is true, but it has parachutes attached, so that's okay. All right, guys. Are we ready to launch this thing? We've got Valentina, our most senior pilot. We have a relatively tested launch system here. Let's just run through the staging quick. We light the main engines and the solid rocket boosters. We decouple the solid boosters. We ditch the fairing. We decouple and activate the poodle, which should give us enough delta V to circularize our orbit and then rendezvous with the main craft. Then we go ahead and decouple the circularization engine, and then we dock with the main Eve shipcraft. And then, yeah. And then the rest of this is for when we actually get to Eve, because we're going to want to drop the docking port, open up the heat shield. Then we're going, so let's run through that. Make sure that we have all the parts we need. Eve ship lander, your go for launch. Yeah, we'll see about that. I still have some concerns. Let's double strut everything just to be safe. Something like that. Okay, not quite that. And that's not terrible. Okay, that's strutted together. Everything should be nice and tight. Let's go ahead and auto strut just to be double safe. So auto strut to, oh, grandparent part was already on. Grandparent part. Go ahead and, nope, not rigid. Auto strut to grandparent. Auto strut to grandparent. Auto strut to grandparent. And then up here we will auto strut to grandparent. Auto strut to grandparent. All right, before we launch this, does anybody see any potential issues that I may have overlooked? Because I don't want to get this thing into space and then be like, oh, we forgot X, or we forgot Y, or whatever, or any other letters that we might have forgot. I am aware that there is no science equipment on here. That's okay. That is intentional. This is not designed to be a science vessel, because we don't need science. We just need to land on Eve and come back. That's literally all that it's doing. So science is okay that we don't have any. Let's check everything else. I think I wanted to throttle down the solid rocket boosters because they're giving us a little bit too much power. Go to 140, same as before. All right, looks good. All right, Valentina, are you ready? I don't know how long you're gonna have to spend in orbit, but we're gonna at least get you up there, and then we'll think about sending up more modules if needed. Okay, wait, let's think about this. Do we need a extra thing of fuel for the nuke engines? You suck with checklists. Yeah, me too. That's why I'm like double and triple checking. Do we want to put an extra bunch of fuel up there? Or do we just need this? Because this is the lander, and we've got the core with the engines. I think... Oh, let's think about this. Okay. Extra is always good. All right. Yeah, Clown Fiasco has a good point. Extra fuel's not going to hurt. So let's just send up a big thing of fuel. We'll just do that. So we're going to want a guidance pod. And then we're going to want just a big ol' tank of fuel. One big ol' tank of fuel. Okay, hang on. So first we want to put hang on, I'm gonna do it this way. Open up the core design, Eve Station core. And we're gonna go ahead and rather than having this whole section, we're gonna take this part out. And we're just gonna put a big fuel tank. right? Yeah, okay. That I think is correct, right? Yeah. Shouldn't there be arrows on the other side too? Oh, I see. Okay, there it is. And then we want a big fuel tank. And we just want liquid fuel. And I suppose we're also going to want... And we might want to do this the other way. We might want this to be on top. That way it hang on. There we go. Just so it like meshes a little bit better. We can do 2 of them. Oh boy. Yeah, we just want the liquid fuel. Make them orange. And it should have a dealio up here. Docking port. There we go. All right, perfect. Eve ship fuel. How much money have we spent on this stuff already? Okay, this is only 150,000. Oh no, we're getting a little low. Comms, electric charge, panels, RTGs, thermals, chutes, fuel requirement, and then you always forget something. Yeah. Like I tend to trust this thing. The little engineer's report. It's very helpful. Let's make sure this has enough. Yeah, this is even lighter than before. We should just be able to slot this in up at the place. Then we should be good to go. And actually this might want an actual engine bit. But basically we're gonna push this on there and then we're gonna let it go. So let's do this. Put on a poodle just like we did with the other one. And again, this is like the last mission that I'm doing in this campaign for now. So after we finish this, Mondays are going to be something else. I don't know what yet. But I think I'm a bit Kerbaled out at this point. Uh-oh. Oh no, it's prairie dogging, guys. Let's fix that. Nope. Nope. Come on, game. Help me out here. It really does not like what I'm trying to do. So, if anybody has something they'd like to see on Mondays, let me know. Otherwise, I'm sure I can figure something out. It'll be like at least another week or 2, so don't worry. I know you guys love your KSP. You guys are ravenous for it, but I'm rapidly running out of things that I'm actually interested in doing. Okay, so there's that. It launches, that does that, decouples, launches the poodle. We push these into position, dock them up, and then we're good to go. All right. Let's get ready to launch. Okay, one concern that I have is that this might be a little bit too long. I hope it doesn't wobble is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I've gone to Moho. I guess to be fair, I didn't send Kerbals to Moho, Drez, or Elu. And I didn't land on all the moons of Jewel, but I sent relays and I feel like that's enough. Like, I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on those planets that I care about. And maybe, you know, I'm not gonna like delete the save or anything. We can always revisit it later. I just think a break from KSP might be warranted after this Eve mission. This is stretching my brain to its limits. Okay. I think this is just how we're gonna do it. Let me throw a ASAS on top of here. What's that under? Command and control. Advanced reaction wheels. Here we go. and that should help us a little bit. Lathe is a good place to have a full-blown off-world settlement. Yeah, I've seen that. That looks fun, but again, KSP 1 doesn't really reward you for doing that. And I realize, like, oh, well, you know, the game is its own reward. But there's a lot of other games that I would also like to get to at some point. KSP is kind of eating into that. Okay, so there we go. We threw some RCS ports on there. Should just be able to stick this thing, pull this off, and then, or even leave it until we've rendezvoused, and then I can actually use this as a tug, and then deorbit it if necessary. Okay. So let's double check everything once again. Make sure everything is grandparent strutted. Grandparent part. Okay. And this shouldn't have too much of an issue because it's like the same size all the way through. All right, we're gonna call that good. Locking ports used as decouplers. Yes, I'm aware. That is intentional. Let's go ahead and launch then. We didn't actually go to Lathe. I think we were thinking about going there, and then we realized that we still didn't have enough Delta V for that either. That was the whole jewel miner saga that eventually got resolved after like 17 years. All right, full throttle, SAS on. Let's open up the tabs, double check the staging. Looks good, let's go. And we're off. All right, wobbling is minimal. Very nice, very nice. So far, so good. Okay, then. So I think, yeah, we might just want to put KSP away for a bit, see how KSP 2 is coming along. Although, I don't know, like, what are the odds we're going to get KSP 2 in the next year even at this rate? I feel like we haven't seen a whole lot of footage, and it was supposed to come out however long ago. It was originally supposed to come out in like 2019, wasn't it? And then they're like, well, no, it's not. Or was it 2020? Either way, it was supposed to come out at the end of some year, and then it didn't. And then like, well, you know, we got stuff to do, and there's this whole thing with like, you know, we got to make a game. So I don't know. I don't know how much we should be expecting it to actually come out, or if it does come out, if it's even playable or like good. Like, how many years did it take for KSP to get fully goodified, for lack of a better word? Uh-oh. Okay, we're kind of biffing this here. Let's go full horizontal. Think it's gonna be a while? Yeah, that's why I'm worried about Urban Venture. Like, he's playing the game till KSP 2 launches. He's gonna have to really stretch if it's gonna, you know, take as long as it seems like it might. Okay, there we go. It's all good. Everything is just fine here. How are you? Just ditch the fairing. Yeah, look at all those pieces. Go burn up in the atmosphere. Okay, so here we are. We're trying to get... Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and change that. I was hoping to lower the apoapsis, but I can see that's not going to work. That's what you're worried about, Vulcan? That they're going to release it and it's not going to be done like every other game that gets released these days? Maybe. KSP 1 came out in 2012 and it released, quote unquote, in like 2018. Or was it 2016? It was a while though. It was a couple of years at least. And, you know, it was still playable, but it really didn't get the full scope. And some of the full scope wasn't even realized. Like, the resource system is very simplified from some of the concepts that were suggested. And that's one of the things that bumps me up the most, because I really like logistics types games. So you know, this whole, okay, well, all you need is ore and then you can do whatever. Kind of lame. Like, well, you know, what if you had to land in water to get such and such material? Or like you land on Eve, you land in the Explodium Sea and you can extract Explodium, and then the Explodium can be converted into an even more powerful rocket fuel. But, you know, now you have to get it off of Eve. Or maybe that makes going to Eve even easier because now you have this extra efficient, extra powerful rocket fuel you can use. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I'm interested in. Colony stuff, logistic stuff. But a lot of that stuff kind of got thrown by the wayside as the game scope expanded. Probably for good reason. Like, Unity it's bursting at the seams in this game. I know people are like, well, you know, you can make a good game in Unity. Like, yeah, you can, but you're going to be kind of fighting the engine depending on what you're trying to do. Okay, we're raising our apoapsis when I feel like we should be lowering it, so let's try to, uh-oh, get a little swingy there. Should probably be a little more careful. Okay, all right. May have gone too far in a few places once again. Let's go ahead and find our, hold on. There it is. Hey, look at that, it's right there. Well, that's super nice. Set that as a target. We may actually be able to quickly rendezvous here if we're lucky. Now I can see that we're gonna have trouble turning. It's okay. Look at that, fixed up in no time. All right, let's do a little bit of gimbling here. Oh, we might actually be able to get a nice separation over on this side. That'd be cool. And, you know, it's not like a death sentence if we leave some debris in orbit. We can just shoot a missile at it, get rid of it. All right, there it is. Inner separation, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Oh, it's getting closer. It's looking good. Looking very good. 9, 8, 7, 7.7. Okay. I think we're gonna accept that for now. And we'll tweak it on the next go around. How about that? I'm somewhat tempted to ditch the lower stage at this point, but it's got so much fuel in it, I feel bad. And I'm assuming that this has, okay, this has crossfeed disabled. I'm like, I hope we're not draining our fuel. We are not. It's good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, so here we go. Let's get the intersects on. Go ahead and... Here we go. Coming in for a nice, not quite good enough intersect, but we'll get there. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Go ahead and get some gimbaling going. Turn on the RCS just to give us a little bit of extra oomph as we go. Okay, I'm giving up on Kerbal. I'm not giving up on Kerbal forever. I just would like to play a different game on Mondays for a bit. Again, like I said, we've done basically everything, unless somebody has like something that really piques my interest. There's not a whole lot more that I could start a new career. I guess that's true. I could start a new career. We'll see. I'll think about it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and slow down. And yeah, we probably need to do something here. Let's check our intersects. All right, so we're going there. Intersect is decreasing, it's decreasing, it's decreasing. Oh. Okay. Can we point at the target? How about that? Yeah, if I was going to start a new career, I'd have to... I don't know, because I'm already playing on a hard career. What is the next step up from hard? Because I feel like that's where I need to be. Maybe we throw in G-forces, we throw in some other stuff. I don't know, this, like, the fact that I have to go to Eve and come back is already hard enough for me as it is. I don't know if I want to make it even harder. Okay. There we go. Just reducing our separation slowly. Increase that a bit. How are we doing on monoprop? We got plenty. We brought the big tank. And this whole thing is basically disposable. All right, there we go. Now we're going to switch to retrograde mode. RP1? Kerbal? Oh, I got to use mods. Oh. Yeah, maybe we'll think about that. My thing about KSP is that it is people who know what's going on aren't going to be super interested in watching somebody else necessarily with like those kind of mods and stuff. And people who don't know what's going on are just going to be totally turned off. They're going to be like, okay, what are you doing? What is this? What mods are you using? What is the goal? You know, do you have any house rules or whatever? It's like with this KSP, I can just be like, I'm on hard career and there are no mods. Very straightforward. The advice that I give out is very applicable to anybody just picking up the game for the first time. So I feel like there's a broader appeal to that. And I'm not good enough at the game to fall into the like, oh, okay, well, you're an expert, so I'm going to watch you to learn how the game is played. I'm more of a, here's how I play the game, and this is what it looks like. I'm not super good at it, but I'm also not terrible. I can give you some advice, but other times I need advice from chat. I don't know. I don't know what my point is. I just feel like if I go to Eve and come back, I feel like I've beaten the end boss. And yeah, sure, there's like some collectibles we didn't get or whatever, but I'm pretty much done at that point. All right, so here we go. We should have visuals. Look at this freaking candle. Ridiculous. You know, if they would just release KSP 2, I would happily jump into that, but they have not, so I have not. Okay, so maybe we can start slowing down a bit here. Do something like this. Like how we're just using these like big launch engines for these little technical maneuvers. Yeah, there we go. Actually, no, we'll leave it like that. There's quite a few guys that do that. Or that you as a noob watch. Okay. That's true, yeah. Again though, there's like, and I don't know how much I should care about appealing to a wider audience. I kind of do, because I would like more people to come and watch the stream and hang out and do whatever, and then, you know, that lets me branch out into other fun things that we can all do, community games and such. So, you know, going down the niche rabbit hole is certainly an option, but it's not necessarily something that I'm super knowledgeable about, because there's like hundreds of KSP mods that I could choose from. And then once you install one mod, you obviously have to install 100 more, because then you want to wait 20 minutes for the game to load and, you know, let it crash and stuff. I know you KSP modders out there, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So the plan is currently we get in real close here. We decouple the upper section. And then we just go steer it and dock it. And then I guess this big section we just you know, end the mission, whatever. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Okay. There she is. Getting nice and close here. We could probably do to have a little bit better of a trajectory. Let's try that. Unfortunately, our engine's just way too strong, so that's not quite gonna work. So I think instead we're gonna go ahead and decouple. There we go. And just get off of that. All right, now we're going to point at the target. We're gonna have the target point at us, and then we're just gonna go ahead and dock. Very nice and easy. Should not be too many issues. Okay, so let's go ahead and use RCS here. Get going a little bit. There we go. Okay, switch to the other one. Oh, we can't quite set it as target yet, I guess. So let's do it here. Eve ship fuel. Can I lock onto that? Yes. Point to the target. It's not quite working as much as I would like. It's taking its sweet time, I see. So we'll see. I'll talk to you guys in the next couple of weeks and see what you guys want to do. I know a lot of people show up just for Kerbals. For sure, Vulcan Rider does. But, you know, I play a lot of other games that people also show up for, so it's a consideration I always have to make when I switch up whatever game I'm playing on whatever day. I need to drink some water. I haven't drank water in a while. Oof. Okay, so we're now pointing at the target. Switch to here, point at the target. Go ahead and use the RCS here. Just get it down like that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Switching over here. Aim at the target. And this is the easiest way to dock. Just like point both of your ships at each other and go. But it's a little bit tougher if one of your targets is not as maneuverable. So if you ever see me docking with a station, for example, I will typically leave the station in a stationary position and maneuver the smaller, more agile docking ship. So if you ever see that, that's why I do it that way. Okay, it is now pointing at the target. We're gonna go ahead and stay on course. What you can see me doing right now with the RCS is I am lining up our heading, which is the orange V, our target, which is the pink circle, and our prograde marker, which is the little yellowish greenish thing in the bit that keeps moving. Vulcan Rider is setting up UEFI boot, so I can boot into Linux to get back into KSP. Yeah, you gotta, I guess I'm gonna love to hear what you have to say, because I know you haven't played a lot since however long ago. So you still need to get Jeb off the Mun, right? Or back from the Mun, wherever he happened to be stuck. All right, we're loaded up here. So this is our fuel. It's going to hopefully serve us well, and we can always, the best part is, since it's modular, once we use up the fuel, we can actually just chuck it, like just remove it from the whole assembly and then condense it down. It's like a train. Like this is one of the train cars. It's a fuel car. And if we don't need it anymore, we can get rid of it. I don't think trains do that, but you get the idea. I don't even know how you would get rid of a train car without, you know, like a siding or something. If movies have taught me anything, it's you pull the thing out and then the protagonists or the antagonists just fall behind the rest of the train. What movies did that happen in? Did that happen in Anastasia? Does anyone remember the plot of that movie? I mean, I remember like the general thing. So Anastasia is the princess of Russia who's raised in an orphanage because her whole family is killed because she's the last Romanov. And then she runs into some con artists who decide to convince her that she is actually Anastasia, which she is, but she doesn't know it. And they don't know it either. They just need somebody to get some money. And then they travel all the way to Paris to meet her grandma, who is her real grandma, but also she has been led to believe by the con men that she is her real grandma. And all this time, zombie Rasputin is chasing her down because due to a curse, he will like fall apart. He's like a lich or whatever. And he'll continue to fall apart until the last Romanov is killed. Not a great movie, but also not the worst. A lot of people think it's a Disney movie. It was actually a Don Bluth film, although I think it was put out by Fox Animation Studio right before they made Titan AE the best movie ever, and then went bankrupt and shut down because Titan AE was a huge bomb despite being awesome. Like so many movies out there. Okay, pointing at the target, everything is still good. Everything is still good. Anyway, why did I bring that up? Oh, because of the train thing. Okay, so in one scene, they're on a train, and I think that Rasputin's minions are trying to blow up a bridge. So they have to unhook the train car, and then that way they don't go onto the bridge that explodes. If anybody has seen the movie recently, you can, I guess you can correct me in chat, but that's how I remember it. Okay. Okay, have I seen the movie Unstoppable? Is that the Kim Possible movie? No, I know it's not. I have not seen it. Vulcan Rider loved Titan AE? No way. Nope. Nobody I've talked to even knows about that movie. That's amazing. That is literally my favorite movie. I decided that it was my favorite movie in 6th grade, and it has not changed. That is the rule of favorites. Once you pick a favorite thing, you cannot change it. So that's why I was so hesitant to pick my favorite video game, but then Outer Wilds came along, and now it's my favorite, even though I can never play it again. Yeah. Oh wait, this also has RCS. I probably shouldn't use it though. Ah, so much fuel. A sight to behold, truly. Okay, here we go. Chris Pine and Denzel Washington stopping a runaway train. Oh, okay, that's why you brought it up. It's kind of like Speed, but with a train. All right, I see it. Yeah, if it's not a comedy, I will probably never watch it, but it sounds interesting. But have you seen Snakes on a Plane? Or perhaps Snowpiercer, which is also on a train? I mean, Snakes on a Plane is on a plane. And I was gonna say they made a sequel that was on a train, but I think I'm thinking of Under Siege 2, which is the sequel to Under Siege, except Steven Seagal's character is now on a train that's been hijacked by terrorists. I think. I don't know that one for sure. I've not seen it. All right, let's make sure we are on target here. Make sure we have set the docking port as target. Everything looks to be in order. Things good. All right, so this should be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dock. And we're going to try to get as lined up as possible with the RCS ports, I guess. It shouldn't matter, though. Actually, now that I think about it, this is not how we want to do this. So hang on. All right, so this piece needs to come off. Okay, now we need to set the target here because we don't want to actually dock with the tug. We want the tug to be able to come out to be on the tip so it can actually grab the parts that we do want to grab. All right, good eye. Good thing I noticed that. All right, so let's go ahead and dock, and then we'll get the tug back. So we're gonna dock this. We're gonna offload any extra fuel from here. Then we're gonna undock. Then we're gonna grab the tug and we're gonna put that on the end. Then we're gonna transfer any extra monopropellant into the tug, and then we're gonna go from there. So, okay, and this does have a probe on it, I believe. Yes, it does. Let's target, point at target. All good, although it doesn't have a lot of power, so yeah, that's kind of an issue. Should be fine though. And then this one, we're just gonna kind of manually control it for a bit. Yeah, it just needs to stay right there. Okay. Let's make sure we are on target. We're still on target. What are some other movies that I've seen that are not comedies? I've seen The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, where they have to sneak onto Alcatraz to defuse a terrorist situation. Kind of. They're not really terrorists. I mean, they are, but like, if you've seen the movie, I guess it makes sense. But let's go ahead and dock these quick. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and stabilize. So now we're all fueled up and ready to go. Let's offload the excess fuel into, well, this is awkward. I guess we just need to do this. Is that gonna work? Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, that's fine, whatever, who cares? It's not that much fuel. All right, now this needs to undock. And kind of get out of the way. Okay, then we need to switch over here. Switch to target. And then point towards target. And go. Oh, this thing is pretty maneuverable. Now let's put a Kerbal on this thing, put a little chair down. And I believe the docking ports are facing the right way. Yes, because the arrow points okay, I think they're pointing the right way. I don't know how the docking ports are supposed to look exactly. Okay, so we're gonna dock here like I said. Then we're going to, I guess we'll dock this on as well and just save it for later. And I don't know where the other big piece went. I'm assuming it's just floating around somewhere. It's not super important. Okay. Let's do this. Almost. Looking good, looking good. Okay. Coming in nice and easy. This is the power of monoprop, by the way. It's super useful. If you're trying to dock, you want to have some. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Like, you want to have monoprop. Oh, okay. Screw. Overshot a little bit. Gonna go to fine controls here and dock. There we go. Turn off fine controls. Hang on. Oh, okay, fine controls are off. All right, and then last but not least, we want to dock this bit back on just for now. So point it at the target. Turn on the poodle for a second, just to get a little bit of extra speed. And then it's just as easy as pointing them at each other. Oh, it's a little bit wobbly. Not the best thing in the world, but we can maybe auto strut that out of the way. Yeah, that's something to be a little concerned about, I think. We might just have to deal with a little bit of wobble. I don't know. Or we'll have to send an engineer up here to reinforce the whole thing with struts and stuff. That could be fun. Do you guys want to do a little bit of a... Yeah, look at it wobbling. It's not great. You guys want to come up here and do a little bit of engineering work? A little bit of orbital manufacturing stuff? Could be fun. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. We probably won't get to it tonight. It's already getting a little bit late. But that'll be a good fun thing to try next week. Make sure we're pointing at the target. There we go. So yeah, we could bring up a couple of girders. We just like install some girders and then install some struts. They kind of connect across from here to here and then from here to the main craft or the landing bit. And there's the debris we can go ahead and get rid of. Okay, almost there. So that'll be fun. It's like we're doing a little bit of orbital construction, just like we might do in real life someday. I mean, they built the ISS in orbit. That's kind of orbital construction, right? Guess we haven't really built like something designed to move in orbit yet. All right, so let's make sure grandparent part. Oh, grandparent part is on. Grandparent part is on. Yeah, I don't know that there's any way to make it enable crossfeed. Yes. Enable crossfeed. Auto strut. Grandparent part. Grandparent part. Grandparent part. Grandparent part. Grandparent part. Okay. It might still be a little wobbly, but we can fix that. Okay, so I think it's time that we go ahead and we launch the crewed portion of the mission. So let's close out of here. Everything looks good. We're gonna go ahead and cancel the debris, get rid of that. And then we're gonna send up Val. She's gonna go ahead and dock. It's gonna be great. I hope it's gonna be great anyway. We'll see. Okay. Tracking station. All right. E-ship fuel debris. Yeah, we can just terminate that. And that is ready. So, this is the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Let's get comfy, let's get loosened up, let's stay hydrated. It's time to send Val into space for what is hopefully her final mission. Not like that though. Like, you know, the mission will be successful. So then she'll be able to retire and it'll be great. Okay, Eve ship core. No, Eve ship lander. 159 parts, holy cow. Yeah, this one's a bit of a mess, isn't it? All right, so here we go. Everything should be good. Obviously, we have a lot of stuff that it claims are wrong, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. I think I double checked everything. We made sure that these can detach. So everything else should also be able to detach. This should all work fine. My only concern is that the parachutes won't be enough, but I think 4 parachutes should be fine. And 8 drogue chutes should also be fine, plus the air brakes. So I'm just, you know, there's only so much prep work I can do without actually testing it on Eve. And like I said, worst case scenario, Valentina can just bail out. She's got a parachute on, she should be fine. So let's go ahead and launch her. Okay, let me double check the launch delta V here. Okay, 1.4, yep. Okay, so we've already done that. Okay, guys, here we go. It's time. Okay, we're waiting, waiting. It's loading, and there's a lot of parts. All right, there we go. Everything looks good. We are pointing up. We have our thrust to weight. We have all this stuff. Valentina is ready to rock. And I think we can go ahead and light this candle. Let's go. Beautiful. Valentina's like, oh yes, it's time. And she's right, it is time. Okay, here we go. We'll get up to 100 meters per second and then start turning over. That is the rule of thumb. I don't know how efficient it is. We're gonna throttle back actually here because I can see that our thrust to weight's getting a little high. Come on. Okay, yeah, we're getting some wobbles here. I want to try to stay below 200 meters per second until I've got a handle on things. Okay, here we go. All right, that's a little bit better where the wobble is starting to die down a little bit. Okay, I say that as like I start trying to turn. Okay, come on, come on. Just a little bit more, a little bit more. Just a little bit more, okay. I mean, it should be fine. We're not like, it's not just like flopping all over the place like that first one was. It's just a little bit harder to control than I would like. Because you can kind of see, I mean, you can't see because of the fairing, but you can see the way the gimbaling is going. It's like, nope, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. And that's just kind of how things go, I guess. We're going to try to flatten it out. And Valentina is a max level pilot, so she will be able to do anything that those high level probe cores can do without needing a connection back to base, which is nice. All right, engage all the engines. We're going horizontal now. And we should be able to ditch the fairings here shortly. But I'm gonna wait just to be safe. Do this. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. This is probably the smoothest launch of the night. You can see nice and flat. Still a minute to apoapsis, but we're raising it ever so slightly. All right. And once we get above 50, we can probably ditch the fairing. Feel pretty confident with that one. And your apoapsis is going up, up, up. And I believe we circularized at 90, right? So we want to hit 90 and then sort of adjust from there. Actually, let's dial it back a bit. Yeah, we got 2 minutes to apoapsis. Let's just turn it way down. Go prograde here. So this is the thing that's going to take us to Eve, in theory. It's certainly something, isn't it? We look at all these bits and bobs just sticking off the end. And of course, you know, the top bits will come off and the bottom bobs will come off. And ultimately just this top section will make it out of the atmosphere. Hopefully. We'll see. Oh, crap. I got distracted. Dang it. We went a little past 90. It's probably fine. The poodle should have enough to get us where we need to go. All right, so we are in space. We'll just coast up to our apoapsis here. We got about 30 minutes left. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about while we're waiting to go to apoapsis? Is there anything fun happening on the internet that I should know about? Let's find out. What do we got? We got Matt Comart. He's streaming KSP. King Dogspeed is streaming. Ice King is streaming. We're the biggest streamers right now. Oh, Matt Comart is the biggest streamer. Or maybe not, no. N9 is streaming right now. Ooh, a lot of people are streaming KSP tonight. That's pretty cool. I'm glad to see that people are, you know, still keeping the game alive after all these years. I always feel bad when I, you know, look at a game that I remember liking and nobody plays it anymore and nobody streams it, and it's kind of sad. All right. But unlike something like Fortnite, where there's like 1,000 people or like 1,000,000 people or whatever, however many people streaming it, KSP has a pretty small community of dedicated viewers and streamers. It's nice. We're approaching apoapsis. We're already going prograde. That's good. Still 2 minutes to go though. So don't worry, Vulcan. If I put a KSP on the back burner for a bit, you'll have plenty of other people to choose from. Okay. So there is the Jeb Memorial Station giving us a signal bounce. Here's our target. So we'll need to figure out where we want to do the rendezvous. And if we want to either time warp and try to let it catch up to us, or if we want to play catch up with it. Because it is at 90, we could go on the inside lane and catch up after a couple of orbits, but we'll see. This is one of the more upbeat songs on this playlist. Kind of like it. It always makes me want to bounce around like I'm doing right now. Look at that. Oh, do you guys remember the bunny ears that I was wearing last week for Easter week? Well, Emmykin stole them from me, and she wore them all day yesterday. Like, just walking around with bunny ears on. It was great. Really cute, really funny. I would post a picture, but I don't think I have one. So you'll just have to imagine it in your head. Maybe I could get her to post for one on the Discord as a treat for those of you who actually are on the Discord. And check that out. All right, we are approaching. Let's start burning. We want to get our apoapsis up around 15. And then we'll switch over to the poodle and do the rest of the burn from there. This bass line or whatever, like the dun 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 in this song, reminds me of one of the levels from Unpacking. It just has like this awesome rock song going on while you're doing the unpacking. That's another game that I highly recommend if you haven't played it. It's kind of expensive. Like, if you can get it on a sale, go for it. But it's absolutely worth playing through at least once. And it's not, like I say, it's a game. It's like a puzzle, but it's not, you know, it's like an open-ended puzzle game. Probably the best way to describe it. The conceit is that you are a person who is unpacking boxes in rooms and then putting things where they should go. That's the whole thing. Okay, we're gonna get up to 90. We'll get up to 70 here. There we go. And then we will use this opportunity to attempt to rendezvous. So let's see where the best option is. Got one intersect here. All right, we'll go for that one. Let's do it. This part actually reminds me of Final Fantasy X when you're in Xanarkand at the beginning of the game. There's like this background song playing. Yeah, it just reminds me of so many different things. It's kind of crazy. Got like a jazzy kind of feel to it. It's very cool. All right, we'll see what's next. I have it on randomized, so I never know what the next song is going to be. But if you would like to know any of the music that is being played during these streams, just post a comment in chat and I will quickly look it up. These are all songs that are available for free on YouTube. So there you go. All right, what are we gonna do with this? I guess we need to lower our apoapsis, don't we? And we also gonna need to change our descending node, or change our inclination rather. All right, we're heading to our periapsis. We're gonna lower our apoapsis from there down to 90, and then we'll see if we can't catch up. Okay, slowly. Let's get rid of that, get rid of Jet Memorial Station. Keep the intersects up. Let's lower this down to 90. And we should, yeah, we're just using the fuel in our poodle, so as long as we don't tap into our vector reserves, we should be just fine. Okay, and I don't think there's anything that, oh, the heat shield might actually block us. So yeah, we do not want to use any of the fuel in the main landing craft. So we need every single drop of fuel to get off of Eve for sure. Okay, there we go. All right. So now we just have to play the waiting game. Not to be confused with the imitation game, or the crying game, or the reindeer games, or any other movie with the name, with the word game in the title. Let me think. We're trying to think of some. Most Dangerous Game? Was that a movie? I thought it was a book. Like a short story or something. Okay, here we go. We're at 590. All right, so we're just gonna have to do a couple of orbits here. But then we should be good. We shouldn't have to do any work other than changing our periapsis when we have a very close intersect. And this is kind of what they do when they send crew up to, or even supplies up to the ISS, rather than wasting Delta V trying to get a rendezvous right away. They set it up so that they do a couple of orbits and they get closer and closer, because, you know, they're very concerned about efficiency in the actual space program for obvious reasons. People are not Kerbals, and you don't want to strand somebody up there in space. The waiting game sucks. Let's play Hungry Hungry Hippos. Should I put that as a as a sound clip? I say we play the waiting game so much on this stream. I feel like having it as like a thing that you can do would be pretty funny. All right, let's keep watching that intersect. It's getting closer and closer, and then once it kind of goes over the line, that's when we turn around. Okay, Emikin says yes. I think that's a pretty prime candidate, so I'll hunt that down sometime this week and add it to the thingamajig. All right, 160 down to 70, so we're going about 90 at a time. So we're going to want to stop the time warp right before we hit that point and get ready to burn prograde, I believe. Okay, slowing it down. There we go. And we'll go prograde. And hopefully we get there before we get to the point, but if we don't, then oh well. Yeah, looks like it's turning. And we do have solar panels on here. They're a little bit blocked, but that's okay. I mean, maybe it's not, I don't know. Can we... He's blocked. Blocked by air brakes. Uh-oh. Can we deploy those? There we go. Still blocked. Okay, well, that's probably fine. Okay, so we are... There we go. Just burn like that. Again, all we need to do is get close enough and slow down enough, and then the other thing can do all the work. That's why we put the tug on the closest side, so we can go grab it and then turn around and go the other way. It'll be nice. All right, 1/2 kilometer is perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. And we even still have some fuel left over. Very cool. Yeah. One more time around. Guys, I would say this has been a very productive stream. I feel pretty good about this one. We got a new ship in orbit. We have a plan to go to Eve. We have a plan to land. We have a plan to return. And the ship is not like perfect. Sure, we could have made a few adjustments here and there, but I think once we get an engineer up here and we can strut it up a bit and really get it locked down where we want it, it'll perform very well. Okay. All right, so there we should have visuals on. Okay, there it is. Oh, we're going a little bit fast here, I see. So let's slow that down. Let's slow things down. That's Teferi from Magic the Gathering Arena. You guys ever wonder what I'm quoting when I say that? I know nobody cares except for me because nobody else plays Magic, but that is a Teferi voice line from Arena when you use his most obnoxious Planeswalker ability on it, the most obnoxious Teferi card. Maybe not the most obnoxious. There was one that was banned, I believe, because of how obnoxious it was. Okay, now we need to do nothing. I think we can just send the tug over here and do the rest. All right, so tug, you are going to get undocked. We can actually use this, hang on. This one will come in handy. Not really. Maybe a little bit? I don't know. I'd rather not have to think about it, so. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I just realized how we can use it. Wait, hold on. Set as target. Okay, there we go. Okay, dock. Okay. Then we want to undock here. And then the whole assembly comes out. There we go. Now we're thinking with trains. And then we want to go towards the lander. Perfect, perfect. We're gonna go pick it up, and then we're gonna bring it over here. Oh, the RCS is so screwed up here. What the heck? Okay, I think it's working now. All right, I was like worried we were gonna slam back into the rocket, but we're not going to. It's fine. Yeah, this thing's a little bit off balance. You can tell. Should be fine though. We have a ton of monoprop loaded up. Okay, so all we have to do is switch over here. We want to decouple this bit. Okay. We want to control from here. And then we want to aim at something. The target, I guess. There it goes. We're using reaction wheel technology to do this. And then we're going to the green. Okay, so we would prefer that we were targeting the pink one, right? Yep, it's starting to freak out now. Yeah, we're a little low on power due to the lack of sunlight. So hopefully it sorts itself out soon. The Eve ship core we want to be pointing at. Eve ship core, set as target. Target, yep. Okay. It's a very delicate operation, chat. Use every ounce of my focus to do this. Okay, switch to that. Lock on target. And we'll be there in about 300 seconds at this rate. So let's play the waiting game. So we'll be back tomorrow with possibly an alien. We're gonna have her back. It's been a long time. It's been like 2 months since she had to take a break, but she's gonna be back tomorrow. We're gonna look at All Tomorrows, a book of weird alien creatures from the future. And then Wednesday, of course, we're doing the Elon Musk challenge in Surviving Mars. Still don't know what the challenge is, but we'll figure it out eventually. And then Friday is Star Sector. So if you are not interested in KSP, but for some reason you've sat through the entire stream, or if perhaps you are watching the VOD or on YouTube, now you know what is in the pipeline. Hope to see you there if those things interest you. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. Go watch Ninja or something. I don't know what he plays, but go watch him do it. At this point, I feel like the biggest streamers don't actually have to play games. They can just do whatever. Like, people will just show up. Like, hey guys, I'm eating chips in my boxer shorts. 20,000 viewers. It's ridiculous. I would love to be able to do that though. I can't hate on these people. They're basically living my dream. All right, we're closing in. 200 seconds to go. Well, not quite. Maybe like 100 seconds. Although we will have to slow down as we get a little closer. Also, how far is the... Okay, it's not too far away. Like, we don't want that to get too far away. Okay. Almost there. Emmykins will BRB. So if you guys need anything... too bad. Uh-oh, we lost communications. That's not ideal. Can we... Uh-oh. Can we maybe have communications back, please, game? Hello? Okay, we better do this then. Since apparently the game does not feel like playing ball today. Okay, there we go. Until we have comms back, I cannot afford to be coming in at 2 meters a second. So we'll just do a quick burst there and wait until we are lined up a little bit better. Yeah, and as you can see now we're drifting away. This is... Oh, cool. Yeah, now it's really far away. That's fun. All right, whatever. Okay, we have comms again. Let's get going. Yeah. Okay. We really need to get docking here before we lose comms again. And then once we've docked, it won't matter because Valentina will be able to control all the RCS herself. Okay, go. So my plan is we dock, we point towards the core, we use the poodle to burn most of the way there, then we use it to slow down, and then the rest we do with the actual tug piece. So there should be no issues with this portion. The only thing left, like I said, is we're going to get an engineer up here to weld some stuff together to make sure it doesn't wobble around during the burns. Because the last thing we want is for this thing to lose out on a bunch of delta V by being stupid. Okay, target is set. How far? We're about 1 kilometer away now, so we'll have to quickly readjust, reevaluate. Slowing it down. I like this one too. It's got kind of a like a beatboxy vibe to it. If you guys didn't know, me beatboxing is one of the channel point rewards you can redeem until I do it once, get super embarrassed, and then get rid of it. So use it while it lasts. Okay. Control from here. Yep. How about use the RCS? Oh, that's not great. Let's not do that, please, game. Please do not use those. Thank you. I forgot about that. Cool. Huh. Yeah, it's a little bit tough to control this thing. Yeah, we'll have to make sure that we... Yeah, I don't know where we used the fuel from here. I'm assuming we used it from here, but it doesn't look like we used any. I'm a little bit worried that maybe we used some from here, but maybe it just doesn't use that much. Would be kind of nice. Yeah, this should only be draining from this tank. Is there a way to like disable those ones? I'd really rather they not fire when I'm trying to use the regular RCS. That would be cool. Okay. Come on. Come on. All right, we are now going to point towards the target. Okay, so does anybody know, before I like screw myself over here by using the Vern, although those are kind of designed to be disposable, so maybe it's not a huge deal. Like mostly we just need them to deorbit and then maybe slow our descent as we enter the atmosphere. So it's not a huge deal if we use a little bit of the fuel out of here, but we can turn that off. All right, hang on. Thank you, chat. I figured it out myself, but we can pretend that you guys helped. We'll go ahead and disable those for now. We can turn them back on later. And now we just want to make sure that we are on target. Like this. Ooh, this is a bit of a tough docking situation, but hopefully it'll be done soon. We can get this thing in a nice close rendezvous. We can decouple the stuff. We can kind of flip it around and then attach it, and then everything should be good to go. All right, now we just, once again, we play the waiting game, chat. I know the waiting game sucks, but that's where we're at right now. You just have to be patient. Maybe we can, here, let's try this. Let's burn like really fast and then do like a quick flip. And then we'll use the slowdown burn to kind of zero in on our target. How about that? That seems like a smart idea. Also, we have to make sure we never hit spacebar. That's very important. We cannot hit spacebar on this craft. It'll screw everything up. Is there, how do I lock staging? Hold on. Here it is. I wanna, okay. Well, quick, somebody look it up. How do I see? I'm like paranoid I'm gonna hit it. Okay, just don't hit it. Just do not hit it. Should not be hard, right? But yeah, if you know how to lock staging, please tell me in the chat. Don't say hit spacebar. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down. Nice and easy. Nice and slow burn. Just gonna put that right like that. Oh, going a little bit too far there. It's a little unwieldy. It's a little bit bigger than our previous bits. Okay, that should be okay. Again, we need to get onto this side over here. You can kind of see this is the engine. We have the fuel, and then we have this part that's going to go on the front. Then we're going to get the engineer. We're going to send him up here to make sure everything is nice and stable. Hopefully that's a thing you can do. I feel like it should be. Like, just get a bunch of struts, get a bunch of girders, weld everything, make it look good. All that stuff. All right, so here we go. Closing in here. Going a little bit over time, but that's okay. It's always all right to go a little over time. Just don't, you know, don't expect me to go till like 11 at night. So that's when things start getting weird. I know you guys don't like it when things get weird around here, and you end up with a Tuesday night stream that everybody's like, well, I'm never going to that stream again. Okay. So I cannot quite read how far we are away. There it is. Okay, 160, 60. Okay, 160. And I believe this thing has a probe core, and I don't think it has any power though, so it's not super reliable as something we can use. Let's go ahead and set this bit over here as target. If I can get a good view of it. Set as target. We're gonna point at the target. Oh, and actually here, let's just undock this now. We want to control from here. So yeah, maybe that was a bad idea. Uh-oh. Okay, we're flipping around. It's all good. So we're gonna hit the RCS button. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is gonna get weird on account of we don't have any RCS at the top. So it's all gonna... Oh, okay, let's slow this down before we slam into it. Have another Jeb situation here. Although luckily Valentina is very far away from the part that would be hitting anything. Okay, lower it, lower it. Okay. Slow it down. There she goes. All right, hang on. I think we might be going about this the wrong way, chap. Okay, let's do this. Undock. Okay. Go there. Switch to here. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. You are going to attempt to dock with this. Okay, and we want to control from here. Turn on SAS. Okay. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to dock here, point it at this one, and then kind of force them to dock. Because as you can see, yeah, we're having some weird maneuvering issues with this. But this one has RCS built in, so it might be a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we want to make sure that the RCS ports are lined up as well. Let's see where they're at. So they're kind of at a 45-degree angle. Let's go ahead and do that. Point at the target. There we go. Turn on the fine control because we're like very light now. We don't need the full force. Okay, there we go. And then we want to set... Okay, now what the heck? Now this is facing the wrong way. All right, set as target. Set as target. Point at target. Control from here. There we go. All right. So this should now flip around really quick. Slightly quick. Pretty quick. Not terrible. Although now we're low on power, which is a bit concerning. But hopefully we can quickly change that. Okay. So there we go. And this part is going to now aim at this part. Oh boy. Guys, I think I might have needed a bigger tug. Oh, that just reminded me of that Taco Bell commercial where the Chihuahua, it's for the Godzilla 98 movie, and the Chihuahua's like standing there looking at Godzilla or something. It's like, I think I need a bigger box. This is an excellent memory to unlock for no real reason. Hey, come on, RCS, you can do it. I believe in you. Fine controls are off. Let's go. Full throttle. Okay, we've almost stopped. Yeah, let me turn the engines on. There we go. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, see, that's the great. I don't know. I don't think they do those commercials anymore. I don't know what kind of commercials they do for Taco Bell these days. Probably just like Twitter memes. But back in the 90s, there was a it was a pretty big deal to like make these fast food commercials. I don't know. I guess it was the Twitter of its day, right? The television. So if you want everybody talking about the new viral commercial, like, oh my God, did you see the new Taco Bell commercial where the Chihuahua sees Godzilla? And it's like, I think I need a bigger box. Let's go get some Taco Bell. To which I would say, no, I'm good. Well, actually, I was a kid, so I'd be like, heck yeah, let's go. Okay, there's a lot of RCS going on right now. Let's put a stop to that. A lot of wobble. You know, I was hoping that if I did the docking port seniors, there would be less waffle or wobbling, but I can see now that is not the case. Do I know where that came from originally? You mean from Jaws? When the guy's like, you're gonna need a bigger boat. And then in Shark Exorcist, when they say you're gonna need a bigger cross, you know, for the demon shark or whatever. Okay. And that was an ad lib. Yes, I actually had just recently heard that, which is awesome. Like, the idea that such an iconic line could be just kind of improv'd on the spot is pretty cool. I hope someday to have that level of talent that I can just talk about nothing for 3 hours and people will show up to just hear me rant about whatever. About the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Oh my God, guys, did you see the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie? It's got Knuckles in it. He's so badass. He's my favorite character. I like the part where he works for Robotnik and then he realizes that he's been betrayed, so then he turns against Robotnik at the end and then everybody's friends. I don't know if that actually happens. I'm just assuming that's what happens because that's what happens in the game. Okay, let's fix the RCS situation here and try to lock and load. We're getting there. We're on target now, so it's just a matter of, you know, getting close enough and whatever. But yeah, the wobble is really hampering my abilities to do this effectively. Luckily, like I said, we brought enough monoprop for everyone. I thought. Now I'm a little concerned. We're getting a little low. So let's just turn that off and let momentum do the rest. Slow it down a bit. There we go. All right, turn everything off. Uh-oh. Can we maybe not bounce off the target and maybe like dock with the target? What the heck? Do I have these on here right? Wait, do I not? Uh-oh. Chat? Chat? Did I screw this up? I wish I could see, but I can't see the arrows. I thought that it was on properly. Yeah, the arrows are pointing in the right way. They should be good. I think I see the magnets going now. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, come on. Like, worst case scenario, we just send an engineer up here and get it all sorted out. Okay, come on. Come on, magnets, do your work. What the heck is happening here? This is ridiculous. The game, okay, there we, Jesus. Took long enough. All right, so this is a wobbly stick, but it's okay. We got it all suited up. We theoretically have a lot of delta V. I don't know. I don't think the game will actually tell us how much we have. It says we have 9,000, but I assume most of that is tied up in all this stuff here, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, well, that's enough for today. I'm ready to rock it out here. We'll see who else is streaming. Get back to the KSC though. And we'll send you guys on your way. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for lurking. If you're just lurking, that's fine. Oh man, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my stomach is not having a good day, I guess. I don't know what the heck's going on. Stream ending soon. So let's see what is happening. We're gonna send you guys over to, oh, do we just join Matt Comart with the rest of his people? I think we do. We haven't raided him in a while. He won't play a solo. You had fun. You were gone for like half of it. What are you talking about? All right, well, I hope everybody else had fun at least. So let me get this going here. We'll see. It looks like he's on, is that Eve's little buddy, Gilly. I think he might be on Gilly, just judging from the color. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. We'll be with possibly an alien. And here we go. Oh no, happy accident, just got here. Hey, that's okay. Well, I just saw your view, you pop in there. But hey, you know what? Feel free to stop in any other time, same time every day. You can check the schedule. And I will see you guys tomorrow.